Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to Game Set Live. If you're on my channel anytime recently, you probably saw the unboxing of the minifigures or unbagging of the minifigures, and I'm here a day later, very proud to tell you that I was able to collect the remaining three, the last three ladies, and I have the full set of 12. And let me just tell you, I am super excited to bring these minifigures to you, let you know what I like about them. There's very little that I don't like about these figures, but I'm super excited to get into each of these. I will give you a nice little advertisement if you are curious about where to get these figures, because I have yet to see them at Walmart or Target. I hope you're having luck. But that being said, my luck has been with Barnes & Nobles. I actually went earlier today. They had about 6 left in one package, but I went up and asked the cashier, and they said they had 2 full boxes out back. So if you're looking for somewhere to go to get these figures, I would suggest Barnes & Nobles, and if you don't see a full package, ask them. They should have one, and that way you know, because of the videos I've watched online, that each box has 3 full sets of these figures. So you're guaranteed to get a full set if you get that brand new package. Now, that being said, we're going to work our way from left to right. We're going to zoom in on each figure, give you a great detailed look at each figure, and we're going to start with WandaVision, go to Falcon, Loki, and then the What If figures. So let's get right on in. All right, first up, we have WandaVision, and this is just a beautiful looking figure. Of course, it has the soft cloth cape, and just so you know, every figure does actually come with the base plate, this 1x2 with the little button up top, and I believe it's new. It's this little jeweled sort of jump off stand that allows you to put the figure in a cool pose. So that being said, this figure looks great with kind of the flying pose. And of course, we'll start from the top. Her hairpiece, I have to say, is amazing. And I think it sort of matches the Bro Thor, if you've seen in the new figure with the Bro Thor. So it matches nicely. And moving down to her head, her eyes are red on this side. And if we go to the back side, take her hairpiece off, she has just kind of a nice pleasant smile. I will say the capes for some of them are not 2-ply like most of the capes we see are, but I think the cape works for her and Vision. Oh, let's put her hair on right. That doesn't look quite right. Then, well, of course, the cape does kind of crimp up like that with her hair just because her hair is so full. But regardless, her arms are actually dual molded, which is really, really cool. Nothing like that I'd seen before. And then, of course, she does have the power up with, I don't know what you call it, her Scarlet powers. And then, of course, zooming in on her torso, great detail on her torso, on her waist, and then on her feet as well. Nothing in the back, but that's okay. Nothing on the sides. Actually, no, I take it back. We do have a printing on the back. It's kind of just a normal back printing, but it does look great. Here, we'll go ahead and take her hair off. There you go. It shows her back. Nice solid print on her back. But all in all, great minifigure. If you really want to get this figure, please stay tuned for the feel guide, and I'll give you all the greatest tips on how to find this figure. Next up, we have Vision, or White Vision. Of course, the normal Vision is a little bit different than this guy, but we got White Vision here, and let me tell you, he is one of my favorite minifigures in this minifigure series. The gold on his, here, we'll just get a little closer. The gold on this guy is just amazing. The detail on him, brighten it up a little bit. The stone in his forehead, the detail on his face. Moving on to the back of his head, same cape as Scarlet. And then we'll flip up the back. You can see the detail on the back. Of course, you can see the dual molded legs. And just look at how shiny, shimmery that gold is. I really love the gold on this. Of course, we got some awesome arm printings, some leg printings on the side, which we don't see too often in a normal minifigure set. But you can just see the shimmery gold, the detail on his pecs, his abs, all the muscle definition, and then I love the shimmery gold. It just works so well with this figure. And then, of course, we do have, well, Scarlet bit the dust. He does have a little console here, which I believe is from the show, but this is one of my favorite minifigures, and I think it'll definitely be one of your favorites too. Moving on to Monica Rambeau. This isn't the most exciting minifigure, I'll be honest, but she does have a really great hairpiece. This is not, to my knowledge, not a hairpiece we've ever seen before, but she does get the shoulder or the arm printings, and I noticed that the arm printings on her were starting to fade near the top as we compare it with the other side. Kind of full all the way to the top. But she doesn't have too much detail. No leg printings, no dual moldings on the leg. She does have back printings and the arm printings like we mentioned. Nice detail on the torso in what I believe will be her new outfit. I don't recall her wearing this in the WandaVision show, but she also has the helicopter, which is from the WandaVision show, the little shield helicopter, which is awesome. And of course, like most figures in this set, she does have the two-sided face, which is a nice smile, with the other side being kind of the questioning smirk face. So great hairpiece on this figure. Love to see just the full hair to really matches her character in person, which is great. Moving on to the next character, this is definitely one of my favorite characters in this series. We've got Falcon, or he becomes Captain America, which this, wow, I mean, I don't really have to describe anything. You can just see all the detail from his chest, the Captain America detail on his chest, going down to his waist print, going onto his legs, and of course, these are dual molded legs. You can see the strap work on his legs, and of course I mistakenly took it off the post. But looking at that, we'll go back up to his head. He does have the goggles, the nice little smirk on that side with the white cowl going onto the back, really matching his hair nicely as well. To my knowledge, that's a new hairpiece. I haven't seen that much ever. Of course, the shield. And then the lid. I love, one of my favorite parts of this is the little Captain America logo on his arm with the beautiful arm printing. Of course, the side of the leg printing as well. And I think I already mentioned the shield. But these wings are really great as well. Of course, printings on the wings. And then a nice little detail they added was on the back. He actually has Red Wing, comes with him. And let's go ahead and take Red Wing off because he does come unattached. It's a little hard to get him. Just the little stud in the back, and you can pull him off. I like to kind of keep him on there. I think it's a nice little like backpack addition to keep him on there. But regardless, great printing. This is definitely one of my minifigures. Super easy to get, obviously, with the wings here. But that being said, this is just one of my favorite minifigs in this series. Super easy to get, so I definitely think it's going to be one you'll want to add to your collection. Next up in the Falcon lineup is Bucky. Now, if you watched my unboxings, you saw I got 4 of them, so not necessarily an easy one to get, but I thought I had other figures in here. But regardless, this is one of my favorite figures simply because his arm with the Wakandan arm with the gold lace on it is just amazing. Of course, he gets the shield, his typical dagger, and then he does have the really nice kind of jacket printing on his chest, torso print. No arm printing on the other side. He does have some nice leg printing. No leg printing on the side or dual molded, but he also does have the back. So relatively simple figure, but really, I mean, you can't not want to get Bucky in this minifigure series. Definite win from the last of the Falcon and Winter Soldier minifigs. Moving on to the Loki TV show, we have Sylvie here. Sylvie is a great figure, of course, largely because she comes with Loki, the alligator Loki. Of course, she has her green scimitar saber as well. She's a great figure with that classic Loki garb. No leg printing, but she does have some arm printing. She has the cool crown up top, of course. Not long blonde hair, but the blonde hair. She does have a sweet back printing, though. Actually, not that I take a closer look, she does have the dual molded arms which is a great usage of that dual molding, emphasized also by the arm printings on the arm to match what she wears in the show. One thing I'm a little disappointed on with the alligator is they didn't give the alligator a crown, because all Lokis have crowns. I'm kind of disappointed of that. I would like to point out, though, her hairpiece is dual molded as well. So Lego really went out of their way to use dual molding as much as possible, which I think is great usage. And I want to say she does have two sides. Yep, she has kind of a nice calm smile and then kind of the smirky something's going down smile, which fits her greatly. Here we are moving into maybe my favorite minifig of this series. We've got the Loki TVA minifig. Of course, he has the Frog Thor with him. He's got his TVA cup, his mug. And one of my favorite details on this is actually that TVA belt. Like, the detail on this guy is absolutely insane. And I love it. Of course, his hairpiece is magnificent, matches his hair very nicely on the show. And one of the details you'll see once we see the other side of his head, the smirky grin with variant on the back of his jacket. That, when I saw that, there was, of course, no pictures online with variant showing the back of his jacket. But, of course, we know in the show he has variant on his jacket. And just to have that detail on this figure with the variant really just made it probably my favorite minifigure. And of course, it's still visible behind his hairpiece, so you're still going to be able to enjoy that awesome nod to the show where he kind of gets made fun of for being a variant, which is actually kind of ironic because, spoiler alert, they're all variants. And the last thing I want to point out with this guy is the collar on his shirt. If you follow my fingernail, you can see it goes down that line. That's great detail. I did notice his shirt in the episode or in the show was very unique with that collar, so I really enjoyed that. Definitely one of my favorite minifigures, maybe my favorite minifigure of this series lineup. Definitely one you want to get. Moving on to the What If series, we do have Star-Lord here. This is a magnificent minifig, I must say. He's got the helmet with the hair, and then also down here you'll see he has the normal hairpiece, so you can wear both with, not at the same time, of course, but with T'Challa, Star-Lord. Also, that detailing on the side of his leg with his boosters was phenomenal. With the dual molded legs to show his boots, A+ on this minifigure. The purple jacket, I will say, it honestly looks shiny because of the light purple streaks it has going through it. Amazing. Perfectly matches this minifigure from the series. Also, his gold helmet face with the glowing purple eyes is great. Of course, we have his blasters. Moving on to the back, it does follow that shiny purple look, so really matches well. Of course, we'll take his helmet off. He does have no back to his head, which is a little odd. Normally they just do that, but he's got that nice, confident, bravado smile that we see from T'Challa Star-Lord in the episode. So overall, great minifigure. Great one to add to your collection. And for a minifigure we saw in the first episode of the What If series, we have Captain Carter. Of course, she has the British shield and the British chest plate with, of course, the white stripes down below. She's got a nice belt. She does have the dual molded legs, you can see from the side, and great printing on the side, actually, with her boot straps. Of course, we also have the printing on the back. And she does have a face on the back, actually, too. Let's see if her hairpiece is very large, very large hairpiece. But we've got that nice printing on the back for her straps, for the shield. And then, of course, the wonderful arm printing that we saw on the other side, actually. And then she does, in fact, come with the Tesseract, which is a great kind of little piece that she's holding. It's two one square studs. Shiny, it's not even a translucent purple, it's more of like a foggy, or not purple, foggy blue, translucent or foggy blue color. So this is a great figure, one of the many figures with the shield, but overall just a great figure. It's really hard to find any fault with figures in these sets. We'll move on to a fun little figure in this minifigure series. Of course, we have the zombie Captain America. He has a scratched up, zombie infested shield here. And of course, his armor, his outfit is kind of falling away. He's got one boot. Of course, he has side printing on both sides of his leg. This one, it appears to be that his pants are kind of shredding off. He's got the dual molded legs. And of course, the separate dual molded legs is, I think, a fantastic addition just to show the variability that they have. The ability to reach with these figures is fantastic. And of course, very similar body to maybe some of the other Captain America outfits, but of course different because it does have that unique shredding to it. And if we move up to his helmet, once again, very similar to what we've seen before, but kind of dinged up a little bit because he's zombie. And this zombie, I really like his eyes there. Let's see if we can kind of zoom that a little bit, or not zoom, but kind of give you a better look at it. He's got the kind of a big growly face with the yellow eyes. And then he also has just some imperfections which are necessary on this figure. But he's kind of that weird green, almost like a mint green color, which is kind of unique. I don't know if we'll see more of this in the What If series. We haven't seen it yet, but this is just a fun little figure. Second to last, we have the beautiful Gamora minifigure with her gold-laced outfit and her purple streaked hair, or magenta streaked hair, for any of you color snobs out there. But regardless, the gold on this figure is amazing, mixed with the dual molded arms that also have gold printing on it. I think the usage of the gold in this set is really great. She, of course, has her gold dagger perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Moving on to the hair, I think the hair placement is great. She does, of course, have a back printing and a back of her head, which does have the awesome markings on it, the sort of her face paint. Of course, her markings on the back of her character are also great. I think the color of the green matching was very nice in this figure. So all in all, this figure is a fantastic figure. It kind of speaks for itself, honestly. Just the arm printing mixed with the leg printing really did this one very, very nicely, and one of my faves. Last but definitely not least, not by a long shot, is I believe it's Zombie Slayer Spidey. And I think we're definitely going to see more of this guy in What If. Now, that being said, the arm printing, beautiful arm printing with his web shooters. We also have dual molded legs, side printing on the legs, front printing on the legs. We got some waist printing. He has some gadgets on his waist belt, beautifully detailed torso, beautifully detailed head, which also does have the dual cape. And of course, we can not mess it up too much. I mean, you can see the printing on the back of his head, which is great. And if we can show you without messing up the cape too much, his back printing. Hey, we just spin it around. Perfect. Back printing. Show off those dual molded legs as well. And I guess it appears that once you put the capes on properly, they kind of spin together, which is a nice little feature. This is a little firmer cape than we see on Wanda and Vision. So kind of more of a classic cape. And of course, this little bit right here is actual rope, threaded rope or nylon with the little plastic block cylinders to kind of simulate the webs very nicely. You can stick this onto anything else, any other studded surface, and it'll stick to it like there. You can go on his head just like that. Perfect. And of course, it does come with the Peter Parker head. I was able to spin it, actually, and so we have a nice little worried Peter Parker face, concerned Peter Parker, which I feel like we see that very often. But great to have two heads with this Peter Parker. So definitely a great minifig. As soon as I saw this one with the arm printing and the capes, I was like, yes, I need this figure. Great minifig to add or to round out your collection. And there you have it, all 12 minifigs for this beautiful minifigure series of Marvel Studios. I hope we see many other series like this, maybe even adding more figures. I think 12 is a good number to have, not too many, not too little. But regardless, very few complaints, very few figures are missing detail. That being said, great Can't complain. For $60, you getting these 12 minifigures. Awesome, awesome minifigure series. So thanks for sticking around, guys, and checking out all these different minifigures. If you're curious on how to make sure you get the minifigures yourself, make sure you check out our video coming out soon of the Feel Guide to give you a really good example of what to look for in the minifigure, or what to look for in the bag, because it can be difficult if you don't know what you're looking for, but it also can be very easy if you know what you're looking for, and it can really slim your time down to about 60 seconds to maybe 2 minutes to get these figures, as long as you're patient with it. Regardless, thanks so much for watching, guys. Appreciate you spending your time with us going through these minifigures, and remember to keep it live.